Hello all. In the previous video, we learnt about personal finance. Today, we are going to discuss about capital budgeting. It is one of the component of corporate finance. So let us have a look on it. Capital budgeting. Capital budgeting is a company's formal process used for evaluating potential expenditures or investments that are significant in amount. It involves the decision to invest the current funds for addition, disposition, modification, or replacement of fixed assets. The large expenditures include the purchase of fixed assets like land and building, new equipment, rebuilding or replacing existing equipment, research and development, etc. The large amounts spent for these types of projects are known as capital expenditure. Here, capital budgeting means a process of identifying a project, screening its requirement with available resources, selecting and implementing the project, and finally reviewing the performance. So let us see the features. Risk factor, long-term, huge capital investment, profit maximization. As budgeting is done for purchase of fixed assets, research and development, etc., the decision should be accurate as any deviation in budgeting would result in loss. The decisions taken are irreversible. Next, long-term. The projects usually are longer span of time. Huge capital investment. As budgeting is usually done for fixed assets or research or development, it involves huge capital investment. Profit maximization. One of the important features of budgeting is that selection of projects should be such that it should maximize the profit of business. Next, objectives. Control of capital expenditure. The budgeting plays an important role in the control of expenditure. We all know that to maximize the profit, either we must increase the price of a product or decrease the expenditure on the product. Similarly, budgeting, it must control the capital expenditure to earn the profit. Selection of profitable project. The next objective is to calculate the expenses and return on the project using various accounting tools to select the profitable project. Next, identifying the right source of fund. Once the project is selected based on the expenses involved, it is a duty now to analyze the source of fund. There are two types of funds, owned funds and borrowed funds. The analyst must calculate the cost of these funds and finalize the source. Next is process of capital budgeting. Project identification, project screening, project selection, project implementation, performance review. First step, project identification. The first step is to identify the project. The project could be anything, either purchasing new asset or expanding the business line. Next, project screening. Once the project is identified, then the analyst has to screen the requirement of the asset, whether the existing assets can be reused or need to be manufactured within the premise or buy it from the vendor. Next, project selection. Once the screening happens, then the analyst must analyze whether asset how beneficial it is, how much it yields, and what are the resources required for the project. This can be done by using various accounting tools. Next, project implementation. Once the project is selected, it will be implemented in daily activities of the business. Next, performance review. Once the project is implemented, the project must be monitored and review its performance. Based on its performance, the future projects can be taken forward. So next, capital budgeting techniques. Payback period method. As the name suggests, this method refers to period in which the proposal will generate cash to recover the initial investment made. It purely emphasizes on the cash inflows, economic life cycle of the project and the investment made in the project with no consideration to time value of money. We can say that within what period expenditure is paid back in terms of revenue or return. So payback period method does not take into consideration of time value of money. Next comes accounting rate of return. This method helps to overcome the disadvantages of the payback period method. Under this method, the average annual profit of the project is expressed as the percentage of investment. The rate of return is expressed as a percentage of earnings of the investment in the project. It works on the criteria that any project having ARR higher than the minimum rate established by the management will be considered and those below the predetermined rate will be rejected. Next comes discounted cash flow method. The discounted cash flow technique calculates the cash inflow and outflow through the life of an asset. These are then discounted through a discounting factor. The discounted cash inflows and outflows are then compared. This technique considers the interest factor and return after the payback period. Next, net present value. As the name suggests, it is the difference of the return expected in future after considering the time value of money and initial investment. If the difference is more than zero or positive, the project can be accepted or else it is rejected. Internal rate of return. This is defined as the rate at which the net present value of the investment is zero. The discounted cash inflow is equal to the discounted cash outflow. This method also considers the time value of money. It tries to arrive to a rate of interest at which funds invested in the project could be repaid out of cash inflows. However, computation of IRR is a tedious task. It is called internal rate because it depends solely on the outlay and proceeds associated with the project and not any rate determined outside investment. Profitability index. It is the ratio of the present value of future cash benefit at the required rate of return to the initial cash outflow of the investment. These are the sources from where I have picked some of the points. Today we have discussed about some of the points of capital budgeting. We will be learning more about the techniques in future videos. Thank you very much. Please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you.